All right. Hey, everyone. My name is Jeffrey, and today we're going to be diving into the AI powered social media advertising. I first want to ask us before we get started, how many of us already advertise via social media? Let me know in the chat box, raise your hands, and let me know what social platforms you've been advertising on. Is that TikTok? Is that X? Is that Facebook? Is that Instagram? I want us to really, for the next 30 to 45 minutes, really think about the potential for business growth, but at the same time, think about how these strategies can help us. Well, if we put paid money behind it, but also if we put together an organic strategy first. So today we're going to be flip flopping back and forth between not only live presentation, but also using Chat GPT as well to help us create and understand our audience, to help us create some social posts. And also, we're going to be learning about some of the latest trends and how we can carry that into the rest of our year for 2024. So today we do have a stacked agenda. I love this. Yay. Scarlett from Main, Insta, and Facebook. And we also have Ashley in the chat room. If you have any questions, um, I'm not saying throw all your questions at her. That's not what she's here for. But she's here to drop some helpful blog links, help you direct to the GoDaddy site, any problems like that. We really want to make sure you're getting a lot of supplemental education here, not just what we're going through for the webinar. So everyone say hey to Ashley, make her feel welcome in the webinar room. And again, yes, somebody just hearted it. Yes. Okay. This is great. Okay. So, like I said, we have a stacked agenda. Yes, give Ashley that love. Look at this. Today, we're going to be going over how to target the right audience. We're going to first, with most of one of these talking points, we're going to start with an organic strategy first, then segue into how we can use AI to actually help us as well. After that, we're going to go over how to personalize your content at scale. How many of us feel like we have a good grasp on our voice, on our content, on our social media presence? Let me know in the chat box. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being, I need that help, 10 being like, I got this, just here for those insights. Let me know in the chat box. Okay. I love this. Different arrays of it. Oh, but need AI help. Okay. Now, after that, we're going to be going over how to stand out with the captivating ad designs. Love ads. They get me every single time. List in the chat box what has been one of your most recent favorite ads that you've seen and why has it caught your attention? Was it a soap ad? Was it the new Arrow commercial that just came out recently? Let us know in the chat box as well. A 1, 4, point 0, point 0.5. Hey, you're in the right spot. After that, we're going to be going over how to boost your advertising game with data driven decisions. I know we think about this a lot, and we always want to make sure we're getting better, whether we're doing good or whether we are not doing so great. We want to make sure that we're understanding the reason why behind it. So, we're going to be taking a glimpse into how to make sure that you're looking at your metrics, understanding those metrics, and how to turn those metrics into customers visiting your website, walking through your physical store, engaging with you on social media. Any commercial with Travis Kelsey. Okay. And adapt to changing trends. How many of us made New Year resolutions this year? Let me know in the chat box. You don't have to let me know what those resolutions are. Okay. Somebody just personally. Yes. Okay. I did too. Like every New Year's resolution, sometimes we're going to fall off the wagon. Sometimes we're going to get in our own way. We're going to go through a hurdle, a block. Those things are going to happen. But I want us to be looking at these trends and not thinking, oh, Jeffrey gave us this homework to do today. We have to. I'm bad about that too, Megan. Sometimes I don't keep them. We want to make sure that when we're looking at these trends, we're not just saying, oh, I have to use them right away today. No, put them in where you see that it not only fits for your business, but also your customers. And I'm going to let you know a little secret. When we're talking about social media platforms today, when we're looking at what's going to be good for your audience, I could tell everyone that Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok should be the platforms that you're on, but that's not true. If anyone tells you that, then you need to run very far away. You do not have to be on every social media platform that there is. But what you do need to do is make sure that you're looking and testing the platforms and seeing what platform that you know that your audience gets engaged with you the most. How many of us feel like we have a good handle on that? We know what platform works for us. We know what works for our customers. and we get engagement. Let me know. If you feel like you have that, give me a 5. If you don't feel like you have that, or you're down on the bottom of that, give me a 1 or a 0. Somebody gave a 0.5 earlier, so I feel like anything is possible at this point. Okay, and at least some of us know what works for us and what doesn't work for us. So one of the first things I want us to go over is know your audience. In the simplest terms, a target audience is a group of people. Well, when I think about this, they're most likely to be interested in your products or service. Just like as we as humans hang out with people that have the same kind of similarities. Sometimes people don't. But when we think about this group, and I want you to think of this group as maybe they're your friends that you're talking to. Maybe they're your acquaintances that you're kind of getting to know. And I want you to figure this out as your target audience. And you see that you all have those common traits. As a brand, as a small business, you can have several target audiences. You can have several different personas, but they need to be based on these shared characteristics. You're probably thinking, Jeffrey, what are you talking about right now? And what I'm talking about is these demographics, these traits that you see right here: demographics, location, interests, purchase intent. You're probably thinking, purchase intent? What is that all about? Subculture and existing customers. So, Claudia, yes. Okay, some zeros, some one and zeros. Okay, thank you. I love that we're all getting engaged in the chat box. Again, if you're just showing up and you're just tuning in right now, let us know where you're from, your business, where you're located, and also what you're excited about learning as well. Use this chat box, this room, as a way to also network as well. Don't be afraid to drop those websites in. Don't be afraid to drop those social media handles in as well. That's what we're here for. We're here to have fun. So demographics, you can group together your audience based on different shared characteristics like, oh, these people love chili. They love being outside in warm weather. But you can gather those people up by marital status, age, and these demographic factors. They're going to also include people's needs, but also their pain points as well. When you know your audience's, your customers' needs and their pain points, you're golden. And for example, think about it this way. New parents may have different needs from a child-free couple when buying or renting a new house. They're going to be totally different needs in how they look at how they purchase, what they're getting, what rooms they're looking for. Now, you're probably thinking, is this a real estate class or are we talking about an audience here? From Denver, yes. From San Diego, I'm going to be in San Diego this weekend. Nice. Okay, Dallas, I'm in Austin, Texas. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. Okay, good. And you're probably thinking, is this realistic? No, this isn't a real estate course. I would not be the one to teach that. Trust me. That might be Ashley, not me. But location, it just doesn't matter like where your business is located. If you have a physical storefront, it's also common to segment audiences based on where they're located, where they live. I mean, this happens all the time. And it's not just limited to a country or city, but it can also include specific location factors like their neighborhood or the school zones. Now you're probably thinking interests, what does that have to do? Like, is this really not that kind of course? And it's not. You can segment your audience based on different interests, including like you think about your activities, your hobbies, your likes, your dislikes. This really helps you not only come up with, but also deliver a really meaningful message that your audience can relate to. And at the end of the day, when we put out a message on social media, that's what we're wanting. We're wanting to relate to people because we want to make sure that we're creating messages that are going to resonate with that audience and something that that audience is going to enjoy. How many of us feel like we do that on our social sites or feel like that we have kind of an understanding of that? Okay. Nice. Okay, good. And then we're also going to look at like purchase intent. Now, the intention to buy a specific product, maybe another common way to segment your target audience. So let's say, for instance, okay, just I feel like an example that everybody will get. Someone's looking to buy a car, but they may have different priorities than someone who's shopping for a laptop. So you'll want to tailor your message to better address each of their unique needs and priorities. Just like sometimes you're going to have those different audiences, you want to make sure that you're doing that as well for their purchase intent. Subculture, just group people with a shared experience, whether that's like genre of music, maybe that's entertainment, Maybe that's fashion, celebrities they like, different things like that. But we can't forget about our existing customers. I don't know if anyone's ever heard that saying. It's harder to get new customers than it is to re-engage with your existing customers. And I don't want us to forget about this group. This is a really important group. Your existing customers, and they may you may need to create like a targeted segment for existing customers. I would. And you may have a group of inactive customers that, they follow your page, but they don't really engage with you. They're not that interactive on your social sites. So you want to re-engage. And at this time, and any time, is a great time and a great way to re-engage with your customers, whether they have like that group of long-term or high-paying customers. You definitely want to not only reward them, but engage with them. How many of us engage with our customers? And let me know if that's through reviews, maybe that's through social comments, maybe that's through DMs. Okay. Yes. We're about to get into, we're doing basic advertising, like organic strategy, and then we're jumping into how to create all of this with the AI as well. No, good question. I'm glad you asked that. Thank you. Occasional mental, so yes. Okay. So when we're looking at this, the benefits to your targeting your audience is really simple, is that you can have that message to actually speak to them. And when you're doing this, you actually know who you're talking to. You're not just talking to everyone, but you're talking to a specific audience group. And so when you understand your target audience, you can start looking at closer who's already following you and talking to you as well. And just some primary things that your consumers they're looking for. They're looking to stay informed about your products or services. They're looking for exclusive deals or promotions. And they're also looking to find the brand's content enjoyable, but also entertaining. That's what they're looking for when they come to your sites. They're looking for these things instead of going to Google or things like that. They're typing in your business because they see you as that resource. Now, we're going to dive into your metrics in a little bit, but you've got to go to your social media platforms to look for these analytics in your stats. So, for instance, launching a X, or formerly known as Twitter, campaign doesn't make sense if your target demographic is mostly on Instagram or TikTok. So, understanding why your target audience wants and what platform they're on is going to help you define your content strategy. So, we've been talking about your target audience. We're going to plug this into ChatGPT in just a second. I'm going to X out of this and then go into that browser as well. Sorry, I see this question. Maura asked how we're going to specifically get it. You will, if you sign up for this webinar, you will be getting that recording. And if you don't receive that recording, look for it on our YouTube channel, which we can plug in throughout this webinar as well. That's where all of our videos, how-to videos, all that kind of help is right there for you as well. So we're just going to go through targeting your audience with the help of AI. So I'm going to go into ChatGPT. I'm going to follow these different steps. And through each section, we're going to be adding on and coming back to ChatGPT as well to keep on adding on to our process. And then let me go over here. So as you can see, I've already entered in right here. I asked it to act as an expert market researcher helping to identify a target audience for a small cookie business just starting. Home kitchen in Austin, Texas. Let's say that. Juliana, thank you. If you also have other questions, feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. We appreciate those subscribers. And succinctly define the audience in a 200-word description, showing empathy, because we all know that AI is not a real person, doesn't have those feelings. So we have to ask it to interject those feelings as well. Channel the analytical mindset of a market researcher in the baking home cookies, small batch industry. Identify the top 3 emotions, pain points, and aspirations of customers that love cooks, love baked sweet things, love baking, should address. Uses empathy, deep understanding. We go through all of it. Yes. So I'm going to press send message. ChatGPT comes in here and it starts by asking me those questions that I asked for. And then based on my responses, it starts listing out cookie connoisseurs in Austin. This group includes individuals, 25 to 45, primarily women with a moderate to high disposable income. They are food enthusiasts who appreciate the art of baking and seek high quality artisanal treats made with premium ingredients. So I have my audience. I have to answer those questions. I I will suggest this. Always ask AI to ask you questions so it can know a little bit more about your business. I'm not saying to put in your social security number, anything like that. Please do not do that. Please do not give it personal information, but really making sure that you're giving information like this. And you can find these kind of prompts. And I use this prompt from our GoDaddy AI prompt library as well. If you're trying to figure out, Jeffrey, where do I start with AI? Like, how do I make sure that I'm getting the right stuff done? So you definitely want to make sure that you're doing that as well. And let's go. Okay, so we've gotten our audience. Now it's time to learn how to personalize our content at scale. How many of us have a social media posting strategy? Thank you, Ashley, for putting that in the chat. Okay, somebody said flat out no. Yes, a prompt library. Yes, Anita. Anytime. Anita, look at you. I'm glad that you can make it. All right. So personalizing your content at scale. We same time of day. Okay. And also when you're thinking about your content, let me know because somebody put this in here same time of day. Let me know the frequency of how many times you're posting a week, how many times you're posting in a day. Let us know in the chat box as well. Okay. So every audience we know is going to be different. What I really want us to think and learn about right here is just when we research how our customers want to engage with you and what kind of personalization efforts they're going to really resonate with them, they're going to get the most. This is where you're going to look into, excuse me, your data, your analytics, your results, which we're going to go into in just a little bit longer. But once you have a clear understanding of your audience, who they are, what they are, but mostly what they need and how you engage with them, you can really go back to your business goals, which I hope we all have business goals, and those are dotted down, those are outlined, and we can start putting social personalization into this as well. So you're probably thinking, I thought we are supposed to be in charge of this. Let your customers dictate the purpose and direction of your strategy. Learn from your customers when they respond, how they respond, when they engage with you, how they engage with you. That's going to kind of tell you what kind of your average customer is going to be like, whether you've met them in person or they've only been to your business online or in face to face. So if you want more robust customer care on social, then this is when you should be looking at KPIs that maybe you need to increase your customer satisfaction and loyalty. But you have to understand those customers. You really have to understand what those customers are wanting from you as well. Okay. And also, I see some of us are putting in here. Juliana just put out a good point, and then I'm going to say this point. If you see any prompts that we're not putting in our prompt library, let us know. Another thing is, I love that we're all putting in here how many times we're posting a week per day. If you feel like you've had really good luck with posting or you've been on a good streak because you've been scheduling your content and you've been really good about this, look and see why that's been really great for you and robust for you. If you haven't had that much success with content strategy or planning, maybe look at why that's not working out for you. Look at your stats, look at your analytics, look at your metrics. It really all comes down to how you're performing and if we're checking on what works and what doesn't work. So just like I said, personalized marketing, engaging with content is only as successful as the process and tech that it support it. So if you don't have a company that you trust, if you don't have a strategy that you have in place that you trust, it's not going to work. And these platforms that we work on, these social platforms, they're key to preparing your business for delivering not only personalized social experiences, but making them fill that void of what everybody wants, and that's just engagement. So whether they're looking for that in real life or online, it's our job to make sure that we're engaging with them through these sites as small business owners. And I hear this all the time is that, oh, I look at my stats, I see what I'm doing wrong, but are we putting in an effort to correct that? So really make sure that you're not only looking as AI as a quick fix, but beyond that, you're looking at it as a starting point, and it can help you look at how to automate things and help you how to turn out better ideas as well. So scale your content. Whether that is you jumping on trends, that's you adopting trends late, make sure that you're looking at what's going to work for your business and what doesn't work. And I love this. This is all in GoDaddy Studio. If you're familiar with it, if you're not, all these graphics were created in this. And as you can see, this is like a little filter, little movie that just does everything. And it's really nice. And these are all great ways of not only making sure that you're scaling your content in a way that's good for you, but it's also recognizable by your customers, current and future customers. So when you're thinking about, oh, I can use AI to help me develop not only my content strategy, but really making sure that you understand what your customers are wanting and where it's coming from. And when we think about our content, break it up into different segments. Um, Ashley with the link. Yes, thank you for sharing that GoDaddy Studio link. And Juliana, okay. Feature how-tos, entertainment, um, leverage user-generated content. How many of us have brand ambassadors or have worked with influencers before with our business or are curious about it? These are things of how we can scale our content and not put on all the work on us. Feature your employees. Maybe you have a day in the life as a business owner. Go behind the scenes. I love behind the scenes content. It's always good. And create polls or quizzes. These are really good things that you can do to not only keep your audience engaged, but keep your business top of mind and keep them coming back for more as they're wanting to learn more about your business and feel like they're a part of that brand. They feel included. All right, now time for our next step with ChatGPT. Right, I love a good quiz. Quiz me, test me. Um, we're gonna open up ChatGPT. We're gonna ask it to act as a content marketing expert. When you look at our prompts, when you see any type of prompt, you always want it to tell it to act as something first, whether that is an experienced writer, an experienced journalist. Um, Nothing illegal though. I don't. Scarlett, really quick before I jump into this, Scarlett asked, what is the sweet spot for times, weekdays? Scarlett, that all lies in your metrics analytics. But what I will say is start posting between 2 to 3 times a week and mix up your content. Just like we see in this example, I'm gonna go back, like feature a how-to, maybe like an entertainment, 31 days of content. Maybe you own a consulting business, 31 days of consulting tips that you give out people. And you do that not to just give away business, but you do it to engage with people and they see you as that thought leader in your industry. Contest, trends, different things like that. They're going to really make sure that you're engaging with that audience. Yes. So there really is no sweet number. It really just depends on how engaged your customers are and what those metrics look like over a certain period of time. So I would say looking at your social metrics for about 2 months and posting consistently with the plan and seeing if you do have a plan and put that in place, if that does create engagement. If it doesn't, that means you need to go back and maybe redo that content strategy. So like I said, we're going to go in here in just a second, put everything in here, and we're going to get some content marketing for Jeffrey's Cookies. I know they called it something else, but I've been really wanting to open up a bake shop or a cookie shop. So, but right now we're going to call it Jeffrey's Cookies. If you have any other name suggestions for Jeffrey's Cookies, please put it in the chat box or in the Q&A. So here we go. We're going to go right over here. I want to make sure everyone can still see my screen. Perfect. Right? Oh my God, thank you, Sandy. I know those cookies better be good. If I'm making them, I think they'll be fine. So we're gonna go in here. I'm gonna copy and paste this in here. Act as a content marketing expert. I hope Jeffrey's Cookies takes off. Let me know. Maybe I can ship some cookies to you. Small batch cookie business. I'm gonna probably start getting orders. I'm excited. Oh, in the baking, cooking industry, ideas should appeal to. They said my target audience was 25 to 45, primarily women with high disposable income. They are food enthusiastic. Okay. I'm just honestly going to take this all right here. I know that's a lot, and they're probably not asking for that, but I want to make sure I give them as much detail as possible because I want to make sure I'm getting a good strategy. Ideas should work towards these goals, and this is to create engagement about my new business. And then include the content when and where to be published, be creative, strategic, and audience focused, and limit to 2 to 3 social platforms. I only did 2 to 3 because I don't want to be on every single platform. Like I said, you don't have to be, but I'm doing a few just to give it that time. Thank you. Oh my God, macadamia nuts. Oh my God, chocolate chip for me. Okay, just made snickerdoodles. Dang, Ashley, are you trying to get on my cookie business? All right, we're gonna press go. Let ChatGPT think. Oh, recipe videos and tutorials. Don't forget a gluten-free option. You're right. You're there. You're right. So as you can see, it goes down and it gives us all kinds of content ideas. And usually this would be us having to go in and think of all this, go somewhere, get the research. Instead, we can do this all right here. And it gives us the best times, the timing, the platform, the content that we should be using. And this is a great way to build out that. So I want us when we leave here to at least give AI a try and start putting this to use to helping come up with that strategy for us. Okay, exactly. There's some great quick links in our prompt library as well to help you get started with AI and breaks everything down in a very clean way. So thank you, Ashley and Juliana. They are the best. They're dropping in links. They're helping guide you. We just give them both another round of applause. Like we're very thankful for them both. All right, we're going to jump back into the script, into our webinar, and get this kicked off. So standing out with captivating ad designs. How many of us have that one ad that whenever we see it, we stop everything that we're doing? Let me know in the chat box what ad that is. Where have you seen it recently? Why is it your favorite ad? Remember, we're in a professional setting. So let me know what ad you've seen recently and why that you were drawn to it. What captivated you to that ad? Yeah, right now I'm currently using ChatGPT as well. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Ashley. Okay. So when we think about advertising, we think about the big thing. I think about like Nike's Just Do It, which I know is wild. Or I think of like Netflix, how they capitalize on to the little beat that starts everything. They have like a conference and everything for it every year now. Um, 3 things I want us to remember about advertising and ads. Ads aren't tied to social media algorithms as much as we think they are. You're paying for this usually. So paid targeted ad and bidding can be complicated, but that said, you're doing more than the algorithm would normally like us to. So you're putting money behind that ad. I feel like this has to go with, it should go without being said, but this is super important. Make sure you have a CTA. Ads contain specific calls to action. Try our demo, shop now, click here, except the bait and switch kind of thing where it's like save 20% and then in small letters if you spend like X amount of money on this. Gets me every time. And I don't spend that much money on it. And I'm like, no, I'm not spending over $100 on this. I thought I was getting a good deal. They likewise lead to specific landing pages attached to your ads. So that's why I'm saying shop now, click here, try our demo, link them to what you want them to do. I'm going to be honest, customers, they need to tell them what they want us to do. So we can't just read their minds. So we have to guide them to that place, whether that's creating or making an appointment with your salon, where that's listing for your consulting services, catering orders. We have to put in specific places where we think our customers will look because half the time they're not going to read and you're going to be like, it was on our site this entire time. So always make sure that you give your audience something specific to do. Organic social, we've been talking about it all day. We're going to continue to talk about it. It's ongoing. Ads are time sensitive. If you're not putting your ad out in the right time, you're not boosting in the right place, Your brand, your business can cycle through ad campaigns on a constant basis, just throwing out money, thinking that you're going to get that reach. And people are seeing it. You're getting those impressions. People are seeing it, but no one's taking action. Social media advertising is not just contingent on how much money you put behind an ad, but it's also what that ad says. And for a company like us, like GoDaddy, we can put behind it sometimes $50, $55. We get great reach. Think about what $10, $15 will do for a small business. So I want us to think about that when we're also thinking about putting money behind our social strategy is we don't have to break the bank. I encourage us not to break the bank. How many of us have put money behind an ad or boosted content and haven't seen the results that we wanted to get? Let me know in the chat box. Mhm. Uh, these are images created in GoDaddy Studio. I will be showing like some images that were created in Dolly like a little bit later, but these images were created in GoDaddy Studio. So benefits of social media advertising, and then we're going to get into the paid social part. So Google and no results. It's making me hungry. I'm sorry. And sometimes, yeah, you have to turn on or you have to subscribe to get that actual image for that as well. But benefits of social media advertising is you getting more squeeze out of that organic presence. We're also building awareness with other audiences, but we're quickly gathering information about your brand audience. And the reason why I love this is because if you feel like your social posts, they're not getting less or they're getting less, if I can talk today, less reach lately, you're not alone. And that's because organic reach can only do so much. This is when paid reach, boosted, comes in. And so this is when you really want to make sure you're using your best organic content and putting forth an organic content strategy first. And then it'll be easier to boost like your top performing posts and picking out which posts that you should be boosting or putting behind paid dollars. And like we said, whenever you're thinking about this, always include an image, include that CTA, but put a face with it as well. Make your ads feel personable. It's one thing to get an ad or to get a call. And usually now you can see spam risk on there, but you usually want to make sure that you're really making the most out of your organic strategy first, and then continuing segueing into using AI. And all these images were created in GoDaddy Studio. Just, I know I saw that question earlier, but just to reinforce that as well. So this is a really great video. I'm going to play this for a little bit of how you can use AI to make social ads. This is a great YouTube video. Yes. And thank you, Juliana. We haven't, but we're going live on LinkedIn tomorrow. So hopefully that you can come and enjoy our live link. Someone just said they could not hear. I want to make sure that you can. Hmm. Now I'm sad. I'm going to put the video in here because I'm sad that it won't let me share audio. And I'm trying to share the audio really quick with all of you and apologize. When I tested earlier, this was going great. Let me also see if I take off my AirPods, if that makes any difference. The cookies. Ah, okay. Let me drop the video in here. Apologies about that, everyone. Really good video that one of our teammates did, Emma, and it talks about all about ads, creating them using AI, and I'm going to share it with you all right here. Oh, actually, thank you. I don't know why I just literally just put it in there. Just always check your resources. And thank you, Risk of AI. Yes, always check your resources and make sure that you're comparing it um, with public information and making sure that it's not saying anything wrong. Okay, so we've already gone in and we've set everything up. I'm going to go in here and plug this into Chat GPT as well. So we can also come up with our advertising strategy. And then, yes, and if you have any questions or wanting to know what GoDaddy is, how we're working with AI, please feel free to join our LinkedIn Live event tomorrow, where we'll be discussing all things AI, all things small businesses, as far as GoDaddy is concerned. And hope you all can make it as well. For Jeffrey's Cookies and Cakes, I'm asking it to define the campaign objective and then provide strategies with optimizing ad performance, targeting, and conversion tracking. Yep. Thank you, Juliana. Juliana just put the link in here as well. And then Ashley just put in some more info about GoDaddy and AI as well. So thank you, both of them. And make sure you grab those links as well and bookmark those. And also, if you can, RSVP for our event tomorrow. So, of course, taking this through and coming up with the campaign objectives, target audience, ad formats, budget allocation, optimization strategies, and execution plan. So, really taking me through every step that I need and come up with an even better plan that I probably could come up. You're fine, Karen. Tomorrow is where our VP of product, Laka, and our content strategist, Jessica, will be diving into working with small businesses and how small businesses and AI are working together, but also GoDaddy's part in that as well. So, talking about our launch of our new product, Arrow by GoDaddy as well. Yes, for sure. And Chanel, how do we know what to ask ChatGPT? We actually have an AI prompt library. So anytime that you're like, I don't know how to ask AI this, or how does this relate to my business? We've actually created a prompt library where you can research and look at these different ways to. Thank you, Juliana. She just put that in there. So prompt library, boom, right there. So that way you know how to ask. You don't have to think of this on your own and know that you have the backing of GoDaddy helping you come up with these prompts too and to help better your business as well. No, thank you. Let me pick it back up. Was always scared it was going to start us back at the beginning, and I would have been like, no. Um, Going through this section, and then what remainder of the time that we have left, gonna take questions and Q&A and anything else that we have not covered, but boosting your advertising game. Um, really want us to make sure that we're not just boosting posts for the sake of boosting them. We also want to make sure, yes, act as seen at, yes, that's always important. Act as a content marketer, act as a data insights expert, things like that. So a lot of the prompts that you will see, it will have that as act as in front of it. And so I know most of us are usually glued to our screens. You know how it gives you a report of every end of the week, like this, how many hours you've been glued to your screen this week. This is just like a quick shot of like how much people are actually using their phones, their social media platforms, they're on them. So when you're thinking about, well, I haven't seen any of that growth, I haven't seen any of that, but that's due to the sheer number of people who already use social media. So this just means that social media presence, a huge opportunity for marketers, but also small businesses. And it's just a really good way of making sure that while organic does work, it doesn't hurt to put money behind these posts, behind these advertisements. And like I said, it doesn't have to be hundreds and hundreds of dollars. It can be as low as like $15, $30 to boost or to put an ad up. It really just depends on making sure that you have a good ad, it's quality, but it's also speaking to something as well. I think that's the big thing that we tend to forget is what is that we're not making time to make sure that we have a thoughtful organic strategy first. Exactly. Thank you, Julian. And so when you're looking at your social media advertising, you really want to make sure that you're looking at what your organic strategy can do first and then boosting it, not the other way around. Saying, oh, I can boost this, put $20 behind it, I'll get this amount of reach. But what are your customers doing at the end of the day? We want them to take that measure to do that CTA. So social media spend is growing at a steady rate, but we also want to make sure that you're investing in it the right way. And if you have bigger budgets, then allocating those to bigger events, bigger CTAs that will bring in more revenue for the company. And when we think about statistics, when we think about things like that, we also want to make sure if we're working with ambassadors or brand influencers, we're also looking at how they're changing and working with us as well. So think about it this way: working with influencers is going to be one of the best ways for you to not only help your local brand, but also your brand on a bigger scale. And if done the right way, and the influencer or brand ambassador truly believes in your business and your brand, it can really work in helping you fully realize the potential of not only working with an influencer or brand ambassador, but also is to really pick that best platform, not only for the influencer, but also your brand and your business. So always looking for a brand ambassador influencer that's already complementing your business and they're already on the platforms that your audience and your key customers are already on as well. Just makes interaction and engagement a little bit easier. When we think about social media platforms, I know we're probably thinking, what, Facebook is still up there? Yes, majority of people are going to be on Facebook. And then you have Instagram, YouTube. When you look at shorts, you look at reels, you have TikTok as well, X, and then LinkedIn. So we always want to make sure, according to our brand and according to our audience, is what platform we're going to be on. And no, you don't have to be on every platform. If you see that LinkedIn isn't your platform, don't put as much money or effort into that strategy. And I mean, you possibly, yes, have your business page up, but that's a page for you to not put as much dedication and energy into as maybe your other platforms where your customers are reaching out to you. They're trying to engage with you and carry on that conversation. How many of us have done social media video before? You've gone live. Maybe you've done a TikTok dance or you've done an Instagram challenge. And if you're embarrassed to say so, that's okay. I do them and I love them sometimes. Sometimes. A few last ton of reels. Love that. Okay, Carrie, with the reels. Facebook Live, good. Gone live. Okay, most of us have gone live. And if you don't mind me asking, and you can answer in the chat, when you go live, what is this for specifically for your business? Is this for an event? Is this to raise money, funds, spread awareness? Let us know in the chat box. It does feel less scripted. And you feel like you're actually connecting with them too. I'm like, we could have a cup of coffee together. Real people with real things. That's right, Juliana. I love this. Either to show off an event or, okay, I'm a personal trainer, so mostly post reels. Love that, Jake. Good. So when in doubt, try video out. You heard it here first. Try video out. I know it's scary. I know it's intimidating, but if you're not going live, do a reel and edit it. But if you are going live, have fun with it. Be yourself. And whether you're new to video or you're a veteran with it, mix things up, come up with different strategies and different patterns. I love that, Anita. Okay. Charleston is an inspiring music. Oh, okay. The chat is quite entertaining. It is entertaining. So our last section today, um, Keith, I love this question. Oh my gosh. So I don't know if anyone else has seen the whole Harry Potter thing, the voices in like the club remix. There's one guy that I follow and he does DJing. He took it to a whole nother level and he does it like in the persona of, let's say, your best friend gets married and their favorite show is Mario, or their favorite video game was Mario growing up. So they play like all the cool mixes and DJ things to then like actually dancing it out on the dance floor. So I think really having fun and showcasing what you can do in different settings and also getting video from your events is super helpful too. I know Meredith. She's like, I've seen those. Exactly. The Harry Potter trend has like, I mean, I was always a Harry Potter stan, but now like it's just grown. It's getting kind of crazy. Yeah. Oh, Anita, I love that one. Like you, yes, like you play music and you get their response. Like maybe they start dancing, maybe they make a stank face, maybe they're like, okay, this was our first dance at our wedding. I love that idea. That's a really good one. Wow. Showing a setup process. I love that. Give me a behind the scenes. Creative social flair, a trend. You've, I feel like we should all know this, but you've got to be creative. And not only that, we have simple ways of making sure that we can be creative. GoDaddy Studio. If you haven't used it, check it out. If you're looking for new ways to up-level your content game, check out our website, GoDaddy Arrow. Look at the different things of how we can make sure that you're not only getting help, but you're also putting out real content and good content that you would be proud of to put out there as well. And like I said, all these images are coming from GoDaddy Studio, like this little video with the ice cream. I mean, I know some of us are hungry, and I'm sorry. And thank you, Juliana, for that link as well. Thank you. Can we have another event for studio? We can, and thank you. Also, let us know what else you would like to learn as well. We can take this down and making sure that we're putting this into our content strategy as well. Influencer marketing. We just got done talking about this. We're going to be doing a LinkedIn Live, working with influencers, and one of our main people that works with influencers for the company. And first cookies down ice cream. Collaborating with influencers who not only align with your business, but your brand and your message, but more importantly, they align with your community. And when that happens, that's that's something that you can't even like wish you paid for. It's general and genuine engagement. So when looking for influencers, it doesn't have to be the most flashiest influencer or one that has a million followers. It has to be the one that connects with your audience in a way that you would as the business, because that's what they're doing. They're representing your business just through another person. Oh, thank you. Chatbots and interactive chat. Sorry, interactive got turned off. Like again, this is from GoDaddy Studio as well. Just great graphics. When you're looking at trends, chatbots are not going anywhere. Interactive chat is not going anywhere. We talked about responding to reviews, engaging in the comments. None of that is going anyplace. That's all staying here. As customers and consumers, we mostly want frequent and also instant gratification. I feel like I can be right and wrong on this subject. We can discuss it in the chat. But let me know, are you one of those people that sometimes you're like, I want instant gratification? Or maybe you're not on that side of things. Yes, I do actually. So, and this is just a really good way to interact with your audience, but also have them feed into a general question. Because maybe, like I said, your audience didn't read everything clearly and correctly. So what they're asking you is something that a chatbot or your highlights on Instagram or your FAQ page could actually showcase them. Educational content. How many of us have seen ourselves going on Instagram to find out hacks of how to clean our house, how to clean our oven? Maybe we're figuring out how to crop a t-shirt, how to put up a fence for the first time, how to build your own home. Yes, no, I trust the process. I feel like it's more promising and you learn through it. Yes, trial and error, exactly. Yes, and I feel the same way. Educational content is super important. Um, yes, Juliana, thank you. I used to YouTube ads, great to help write content for and even get ideas for content. Exactly. But educational content I love. If you're thinking about what can I do this year, if you're trying to be a leader in your area, in your community, especially in your field, put out educational content. That's what your consumers, they're not going to come back for, but they're going to want to see time and time again. I know sometimes we come to social media to sit back, kick back, relax, and not really be involved in the real world. But usually we're going to social media to be involved in the real world, but not just in our world. So think about that. Put out educational content, educate your audience. How many of us look forward to getting educational content from maybe a certain brand or company that they follow on social media? Anita, providing value. That's what we have to do. If you're not providing value, why would I expect customers, any kind of customer, to come back to me and trust me with their business? I love learning too. Yes, Sandy, learn. Have one place for them to go. I know you're probably like, what is this image? Um, if you don't have one place for your customers to go, and even if you do, make sure it's easy for them to navigate and use everything. I will say this: whenever I'm using Studio or I'm using website source marketing, I can look at everything in my one place. I'm not here to like tell you what to do or how you do your business. But for me, creating social graphics and using it for my personal social media and also for my brand, my personal brand, I use Studio because it's housing everything and I can jump from one place to the other within the GoDaddy ecosystem. So have that place for your customers to also go to. Maybe that's the FAQ page. Maybe that's the highlights on your Instagram. When I have to go to your website, then I have to go to your social media page. I have to go to your LinkedIn, and all of it's conflicting and different information. I don't feel confident in your business as a consumer. So have one place for your customers to go. Have a place for them to understand and unpack everything that you're trying to get across to them. More importantly, make sure the information is consistent across the board. Consistency is king. And it's going to help you not only engage with your customers, it's going to make you look more professional and credible, but also keep your customers coming back. And of course, AI. Learning about AI, using AI, super, super important. And whether your stance is or not with AI, the one thing I want us to take away from this is trying new things out. You can do hard things. Not only that, you can make sure that you're learning from this. One of my friends was talking about an opportunity they wanted to get and they got turned down for the opportunity. I'm always reminded of this. No means next opportunity. So just because your organic strategy didn't work or you're not grasping on the AI yet, know that this is just the next opportunity for you to learn a little bit more. Ask those questions maybe that you didn't ask last time and really make sure that you're figuring out what works for you and also against you and how you can use that not only for your business and your brand, but for your community and your audience members as well. I'm going to turn this time over to you. Any questions that you may have, whether that's about today's webinar, the LinkedIn event that we're going to be having tomorrow, I encourage you all to sign up and attend that event. It's going to be great. It's going to be 30 minutes only, asking questions about AI, GoDaddy, and how we work with small businesses. Thank you, Juliana, for putting that in there as well. Right? It didn't. It's only helping us. I also am going to put in more information, and I know I've been mentioning it today. GoDaddy host name idea, Jeffrey Sweet Spot. Thank you, Megan. Is Arrow. If you're probably like, Jeffrey, you've been talking about Arrow, GoDaddy Arrow throughout this webinar. What is that? Take a look at the link. And also Juliana just dropped the LinkedIn event link as well. There's a lot of links in there. Make sure you have that sign up for that event. It's from 2 to 2:30 Central Standard Time tomorrow. No, we're not doing that. And thank you, Juliana, also for the Arrow. If you're looking for something, if you're trying to figure out how can AI help my small business, go to the Arrow website, Arrow by GoDaddy, look it over, and come with us with questions. We're here for y'all. We want to make sure that you're taking away something from this as well. And just want to say one thank you to our esteemed guest, all of you that have attended, but also Ashley and Juliana. Give it up for them. These ladies have been putting in work, not only keeping up with the chat with everyone, dropping helpful links, and honestly just being downright funny and entertaining today. So give it up for them. Thank you so, so much. Yes, kudos, right? Kudos, ladies. Yes. And again, I want to say thank you to all of you that are attending today's webinar. You're going to be getting a copy of this webinar later on, possibly Friday, maybe on Monday. I'm telling you right now, it's probably on Friday or Monday, just being honest with you. So don't freak out if you don't get the webinar by end of day today. It will be to your inbox by later this week or first thing Monday. And again, don't forget, if you have any questions, come to us. That's what we're here for. I just want to say thank you to all of you. Have a great day. Do what you love. And we'll see you all here next time. Same space, different topic. Thanks, everyone.